Hi there, Year 3. It's time to do some science today. Now, I know you've been learning about light with Miss Cosler, and I think you've been looking at man-made light sources and natural light sources. I was very impressed with some of your answers. Some people came up with iPads for their man-made light sources. Well done. Okay, so you've been looking at and reflective surfaces. Can you think of an object with a reflective surface? Well done if you thought of one. So today we're also going to be thinking about light, but today we're going to be thinking about how sunlight can be dangerous. And there are ways to protect our eyes. So we're thinking about eyes in particular, because sunlight can be dangerous in other ways, which sounds really weird because normally we kind of associate sunlight with going to the beach or helping things grow, but it can be dangerous as well. So here we go. I've written my short date up here. Hopefully it's next Thursday, and I've written my learning intention. And I've got a question for you. Which of these objects protects your eyes from light? Have a little think, and then come back to me. You can pause me if you want to. Okay, have you a little think? Right, let's start off with this one down here. So this chap here, he's got all his goggles on, hasn't he? So his goggles protect his eyes from the water. Sometimes you get chemicals in water from swimming pools and things. So that's what these goggles do, and they're protecting his eyes from water. Then we've got glasses. Now, most people wear glasses, or these type of glasses, to correct their vision. So if you're short-sighted or long-sighted, this makes your vision the same as most people's vision. Okay, however, we're going to come back to those in a minute. So if you said sunglasses protects your eyes from sunlight, of course you're right. You just need to be a little bit careful about sunglasses. Most of them are amazing and they stop some of the harmful sunlight getting through your eyes. But occasionally you get ones that don't have something called a CE mark, and they're not very good. Okay, in England, all sunglasses should have the CE mark. So just check that. Ask your mum and dad to explain. Let's go back to glasses. So we've already said that most glasses correct your vision. However, glasses nowadays, they also have a special coating that protects your eyes from sunlight. You can also get those really fancy sunglasses, can't you, that start off clear and transparent and then turn into sunglasses depending on how much sun there are. They're very clever. So if you said sunglasses, well done. If you said sunglasses and glasses, have a bonus point. Doesn't mean anything, but have a bonus point. Let's go to the next one. So on this video here, it tells you a bit about how the eye works. It's quite interesting to watch. If you can't get through to this video, there is a resource also which explains a bit about how an eye works. So what you need to do is click on the link in your resource pack, okay, and have a little think and watch a video about how the eye works. Come back to me when you finish watching this. Okay, right, if you finish, did you learn a lot? I know it blows my mind how the images are always backwards when they hit the back of your eye. The retina. Really strange, isn't it? Right, let's carry on with science for today. So, I'm hoping that in the video you learn where the pupil is, what part of the eye your pupil is. Do you know? That's right. If you said the black dot in the centre of your eye, that's right, that's called the pupil. What is it again? Remind me? That's right, it's the black dot in the centre of your eye. And that changes sometimes. It doesn't always stay the same. So, you ready for experiment time? Okay, first thing you're going to do, look in the mirror. Doesn't matter what mirror it is, any mirror. Then you're going to look and see, what does your pupil look like? What's a pupil again? That's right, it's a little circle that's black in the middle of your eye. Now, you have to go into a dark room, okay? Don't run in there and come out again, it won't work. You have to stay in there for a few minutes, right? So you're going to first of all look in the mirror, see what your pupil looks like, go to a dark room for a few minutes, come back, look in the mirror again, and you're going to see how your pupil has changed when you first looked at it, all right? Then there's the next part. Does your pupil change if you go into a bright room? So you've been into the dark room, you looked in the dark room, and you looked in the mirror to see what your pupil looks like. Remember, that's the middle bit of your eye that's black, little circle. Now you need to go into a bright room. So you're going to go into the bright room, stay there for a few minutes. Again, don't run in and out, because if you run in and out, your eye won't have time to change. Okay, do that, and then go and look in the mirror again and see how it's changed. Right, you ready? So you can pause me for a minute, and then when you're ready, come back and we'll go to the next slide. Hi there. Did you do that? Did you notice anything? I hope so. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So what you should notice is that when you were in a bright light, so when you were in a bright room, that your pupil was quite small. And your iris, that's the colour bit around the middle of your eye, around the black bit, which is called the pupil, remember, was relaxed, so it's quite wide. So the pupil's tiny and the iris had relaxed, remember like muscles, because it is muscle, had widened. Okay, now let's go to this one here. Can you see how the pupil's changed? Here, the pupil is really big and the iris is not so big. That's because you were in the dim room and your pupil widens so it can take in more light, so it can help you to see. Here, when you're in the bright light, the pupil's really small because obviously the pupil's where your light goes into your eye. So when you're in a bright light, your pupil doesn't need to be so wide because it's getting enough light already. And in the dim light, your pupil's really wide so it can absorb more light. Got that? Now, why is that important, you think? Well, you think when you go out in the sun and things like that, then your pupil's going to be very small. But if you're in really, really bright sun, then lots and lots of light is going to get through to the back of your eye. And that's when it could damage it. So you could end up with some kind of damage from the sun. So you need to be a bit careful. Okay, now, particularly in children, it's really, really important that you protect your eyes. Children apparently have bigger pupils than adults. So you are more likely to get some kind of damage than we are. Obviously in England, we don't often have that bright sun, but we still need to be aware of this. So let's go to the next slide. Right, let's see. So why is the sun so harmful to our eyes? And in fact, not just our eyes, but our skin too. Let's think, what kind of energy does the sun give off? Well, it actually gives off different types of energy, not just one type or two types, but three types. The first type of energy it gives off is visible light. So that's the light that you can see now, and that's going into your pupil. Okay, so that's what we can see now. Then you've got the invisible infrared radiation, which makes you feel warm. So you know when you go outside on a sunny day or if you're at the beach or something, your skin feels quite warm. That's because of the invisible infrared radiation, all right? That makes you feel warm. So you've got the visible light, which you can see, the infrared radiation, which makes you feel warm, and then the final bit. So this is called ultraviolet radiation, which we can't see or feel in our skin. And that can be dangerous. So that can damage our skin if we get too much of it. Obviously, if you go outside for a walk, you're going to be absolutely fine. But if you get too much of this ultraviolet radiation, it could damage your skin. It's called UV. Okay, so there's three different types of energy: visible light, invisible infrared radiation, and the ultraviolet UV radiation, which is what might actually harm your skin or your eye. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we should be worried about this all the time. We just need to be aware of it, because there are some things that we can do to protect our eyes when we go out in bright light. Obviously, we're in January at the moment, it's not very bright outside. Okay, the most important thing is never ever look directly at the sun. It really is very dangerous and can cause lots of damage in your eyes. Don't do it. It's not worth it. The sun is just so bright that it's just going to, your iris is not going to go under your pupil. Okay? The sun is strong, so you should always wear sunglasses if the sun is strong. So again, not in January, it's dingy outside, but wear sunglasses and remember to check that CE mark. Sometimes some other things can help you, like wearing a baseball cap. Like the caps that have the little kind of rim coming around the front. So wear it around the right way. Don't be cool and wear it around the wrong way, because the rim creates a shadow, so it stops the light getting into your eyes. Sunlight bouncing off water, this is really important. So if you go to the beach, or snow is even stronger. So if you go to the beach and your ties in, make sure you protect your eyes. Or if you're going skiing or somewhere that's really snowy, make sure you wear sunglasses then. Quite often you see some Arctic explorers with sunglasses and you think it's a bit weird, but it's because the sunlight reflects off the snow. Okay. So your task for today is to create a poster telling people what they can do to protect their eyes from strong sunlight. And you had a few ideas on the previous page. Remember, posters need to be eye-catching and to the point, so people will remember the message. Now, you can find out some more information. I have put a sheet onto the resource pack, but you can also click on these links, which are on the home learning plan. They'll take you through to Newsround, and you should be able to read and find out some more information to put on your poster. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing your poster to see and to tell people about how they can protect your eyes. See you soon. Year 3, be good. Mrs. Doran.